WrestleMania is about a week away at this point, and I think that we can all agree that some of these matches are just a lot more exciting than others. So in today's video, I'm going to give you my breakdown of every single WrestleMania match on the card this year, and one that maybe isn't there yet, but I'm thinking will be, ranking them from the match I'm least excited for to the match that I'm most excited for. Before we get into it though, make sure to hit that button, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Let me know in the comments which match you were the most excited for this year's WrestleMania. If you're looking for more wrestling content, more wrestling videos as we head closer and closer to WrestleMania, then this is the channel for you. All right, now let's get into it. So currently there are 13 matches scheduled for WrestleMania. Plus, I think that there's one more that we will be adding this week to the card. So this list will rank from 14 to number 1. Number 14 being the match I am the least excited for, and number 1 being the most excited for. I'll give you a quick breakdown as to why, and you let me know in the comments why you think I'm wrong. But the match that I'm the least excited for, coming in at number 14 for WrestleMania weekend, it's Division and iShow Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight. Look, I think we should just start this video off by saying I don't think there is going to be a single bad match on this card. This is WrestleMania. Every single person on this list, every single person that is scheduled to wrestle in WrestleMania can absolutely give us a very entertaining match. So I don't think that that's going to be a problem at all. But my problem, my issue with this match is there isn't a single tag team title. That's not true. There's not a single men's tag team title being defended WrestleMania weekend. WWE, I feel like, is in the habit of disrespecting the men's tag team championships by just not including them in the WrestleMania, or maybe just not having a great build for the WrestleMania match. Last year, we got the New Day versus the War Raiders in a match that was a big pile of nothing, a match that could have been had on a random episode of Monday Night Raw in the middle of September, right? But they gave it to us at WrestleMania. Match wasn't great, build wasn't great. And this year again, we get the disrespect for those tag team championships. And instead of giving us a tag team titles match where the Vision can defend their titles against any tag team on the Raw roster, of which there aren't many, by the way, at this point. Instead, we're getting the celebrity match with iShow Speed, who, honestly, the build for this match has been pretty fun. I'm not going to lie about that. But I just feel like we could have done more to showcase the tag team titles themselves, to showcase the men's tag team division itself. And instead, we're getting this 3-on-3 match that I will say is going to be a lot of fun, but I don't need it on the WrestleMania card. Coming in at number 13, I'm disappointed to say that it's Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. I think the problem with a lot of the matches in this year's WrestleMania is that WWE just overthought it, just overbooked it. The build for this match could have been a lot simpler. It could have just been two powerhouses in the women's division just going at it. Two powerhouses, just like a feat of strength between the two of them, trying to figure out who's bigger, who's tougher, who's stronger. Instead, we've gotten this really weird Jade teaming up with Michin and B-Fab and beating up Rhea Ripley and beating up Io Sky. They just don't have chemistry with one another, if I'm being perfectly honest. The promos that they're cutting on each other in the ring have just been an absolute mess. It's very similar to what we got last year between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, where the match was something that I think we all had in like our bingo card. We all had in our fantasy card of like, this is a match we definitely want to see. But they just weren't meshing. The chemistry just wasn't there for them. And I think that that's the problem again with this match this year. I do think that they're both very talented. I do think that they're both great, like great forces in the women's division. And the build should have just been that. We're not going to get to what the build has been for this match here completely. That's a story for another video. But I just feel like WWE overthought this. I feel like WWE overbooked this. I feel like WWE felt like they needed more than just, hey, look at these two women, look at their muscles, look at how big they are, look at how strong they are. Don't you want to see them fight? Yeah, we absolutely do. And that should have been the build that we got for this match. But that wasn't what we got. And instead, this is one of the matches I'm the least excited to watch because, yeah, like I mentioned several times, the chemistry just isn't there. So, number 13 out of 14 is Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. Look, I'll say it again. There isn't a match on this card that isn't going to be fun in ring. There isn't a match on this card that is going to be a bad match per se. Some matches might be better than others, but there isn't going to be a bad match in this bunch. And that's the truth for Seth Rollins versus Gunther, which is my number 12 out of 14 matches in terms of excitement. And the reason I'm not very excited for this match, despite the two big names, despite a Seth Rollins return, despite Gunther being one of my favorite wrestlers in WWE at the moment, is the build is weird. The build was weird. There was no build. This match seems completely random. And I think we can all predict exactly what's going to happen in this match. We've already gotten word that Braun Breaker, not officially, not on WWE, but if you look at anything on the internet related to wrestling content, you will know that Braun Breaker is ready to make his WWE return. And I think that he makes his return during this match, right? And I think that that's something we all see in the cards. I think it's something that we can all predict. I think we get a Braun Breaker getting involved. I think Gunther wins this match, and it is what gets him to a Brock Lesnar match, probably at SummerSlam, to retire Brock from the industry altogether. About time. Yeah, and I think just because the build wasn't there, just because this match seems very random, it seems like WWE spun a wheel and gave us Seth Rollins versus Gunther. And I get it. I get it. There are injuries around this whole thing that prevented other matches from happening, and instead we got this. Fine. Look, I would have much rather had Gunther in the IC title ladder match. Tell me that wouldn't be fun. Tell me Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, or not Rey Fenix, sorry, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Penta, and Gunther in a match, in a ladder match, wouldn't have been a lot of fun? If you say no, you are wrong. I also would have much rather have gotten, as silly as it sounds, it's just a squash match between Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. Make it a no DQ match. That way, Braun Breaker can get involved and just destroy Seth Rollins, and then maybe Paul Heyman even gets the win, right? That would have been a much more entertaining match for WrestleMania. But no, instead, we got this hosh-posh. Is that what you say? Hosh-podge? Hosh-podge? I don't know how to say that word. But you have this really random match between Gunther and Seth Rollins that is going to be entertaining. It's going to be fun. But I wouldn't say I'm super excited about it. So, yeah, number 12. And number 11, we have the Demon Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. And again, this is going to be a match that's going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a match that, yeah, these two against each other are probably going to have a really good match. This match has just been a long time coming. I feel like this match should have happened a while ago at this point. WWE has dragged it along up to now. I feel like the breakup of Finn Balor from the Judgment Day should have happened at last year's WrestleMania during that IC title multi-man match where Dom pinned Finn Balor. That should have been the beginning of the end. And instead, we got a year of WWE just stretching, again, because of different injuries, because of different storylines pulling wrestlers in one direction or another. Also, I feel like WWE has kind of shown his hand at this point. Like, why would Finn Balor leave the Judgment Day for this babyface turn? Why would he show up as the Demon? Look, I'm excited to see the Demon Finn Balor. That's going to be absolutely awesome. But why would he show up to WrestleMania to Saturday? Yeah, this match is announced for Saturday. So why would he show up? Nope, I lied. It's announced for Sunday. But why would he show up to Sunday's WrestleMania as the Demon just to lose, right? You just can't have this reemergence of a character. You can't have this babyface turn right before WrestleMania just so that he can lose. So I think we all can see that Finn Balor is going to win this match, and like that with a combination of this match just taking forever to finally show up on a card. I feel like just I would have been excited about this match 6 months ago. But at this point, I've just been waiting for it for too long, and I'm glad that we're getting it, but I wouldn't say I'm super excited for it. All right, number 10 is the match that I'm telling you isn't on the card yet, but I feel like we are going to get it probably on Monday Night Raw. And that's Asuka versus Io Sky, custody of Kairi Sane. I don't know exactly what kind of match this is going to be, but I do feel like we are going to get a match between Asuka and Kairi. Word on the street is, shout out to the What Culture guys, by the way, but word on the street is WWE has held off from giving us this match because they're waiting to see if the Bella Twins will be fit to compete in that fatal four-way for the women's tag team titles match. If they are not, then we're going to somehow inject Asuka and Kairi into this match. So I guess we're waiting to see what happens with the medical report with the Bellas there before we can get this official match made. So I'm hoping that the Bellas are fit to compete and are able to be in that match so that we can get Io Sky and Asuka. I do think that that is going to happen. So I'm just throwing it out there. Io Sky versus Asuka at number 10 in terms of what I'm looking forward to the most. Partially because why it's low on the list is if we do get it, we're going to have a week to really get hyped for it. 1 week to really build towards WrestleMania. Like, yes, this story has been building for weeks. I'm also, as of right now, a little confused as to what kind of match this is. I get that it's defending Kairi from Io Sky, but like, okay, if she wins what? We'll probably, I guess, get a Kairi face turn if this match does happen. She'll probably screw over Asuka, and that's probably what we'll get out of this. But I don't know, just like the will it, won't it thing of it all is why it's so low on this list. Otherwise, an Io versus Asuka match, hell yeah, I want that on my WrestleMania card. Hell yeah, it would be top 5 for sure, right? But because of just like all the questions around it, will it, won't it happen, who knows, it's showing up at number 10 on my list. At number 9, we have the women's tag team fatal four-way match between, let me see if I can remember this off the top of my head, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Lash Legend and Nia Jax, the Bella Twins, and Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. This match is something that I've been wanting from WWE for so long. So, Danny, why is it only number 9? Right? Why isn't it much higher on your list? If it's something that you've been wanting for, it's something that you've been asking for. The build for it has been a lot of fun. A couple of reasons. Number one is I feel like this match needs a stipulation. I feel like if this match would have been, I don't know, a ladder match, but I get that we already have a ladder match, right? So I feel like a TLC match would have been perfect for this, giving us the first women's tag team TLC match would have been so much fun. Even making it just like a tornado tag team match so that all 8 women are in the ring at once and just giving us all kinds of crazy spots that way. I feel like that would make this match that much more fun as well. I also feel like a lot of tag teams kind of moved away from the women's tag team scene. So at one point, this match felt like it could have been maybe a 6-way, 7-way, 8-way tag team match, which would have been so hectic but so fun. And I feel like that would have boosted it up on my card so much if we would have gotten just a larger match that way. But it's a fatal 4-way match. Fine. Absolutely no problem with that. Excited for this match for sure. At this point, like the rankings of this card are just like, they're all good. I'm excited for all of them, but there's definitely matches I'm more excited for at this point. Whether it's the Bella Twins or the Kabuki Warriors, whoever ends up being the fourth tag team in this match because I just said that in the last segment of this video, right? We're waiting to see if the Bellas are able to compete. Um, Whoever it is, I think that they will be a great part of this match. And yeah, this match is absolutely going to be so much fun, right? Like I said, number 9 is not a bad spot at this point because every match is going to be great. At number 8, we have the Women's Intercontinental Championship match between Becky Lynch and the champion AJ Lee. Great match. This is right down the middle in terms of where it lands on the list. Um, Becky Lynch has been so fun to watch as a heel. I think her feud with the referee Jessica Carr, I feel like we're gonna get something here at this WrestleMania between the two of them, which is a lot of fun. Part of the excitement for me here is I'm not sure who wins this match. I can make a great argument for both of these women. AJ Lee being a part-time worker, a part-time WWE superstar. You can do that with your world champion, fine. But I feel like the mid-card titles, the IC titles, the US titles, I feel like those people need to be on TV week after week. I think they need to be an established presence within WWE programming. So while AJ Lee could win and maybe should win, I don't know because of who she is, because of, she hasn't held the title for very long. This is only her second title defense since she beat Becky Lynch for the title. I can also make the argument that Becky Lynch is going to be there week after week, and eventually I think the title needs to go away from both of these women because we need more stars being built in the women's mid-card division. And I feel like the easier way to get rid of that title on a random episode of Monday Night Raw is by giving it to Becky Lynch. So, I mean, that creates some excitement. The build for this match has been long going, right? Like these two have been feuding for so long, and the feud has been fun. The feud has also, look, if you break it down, the feud begins because Becky Lynch insulted and attacked AJ Lee's husband. And I don't know, that's just a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. It's also a lot of fun seeing Becky or AJ Lee back in the WWE ring. It's a lot of fun seeing AJ Lee having a WrestleMania match for this title that she's never held before, that she's holding for the first time. So yeah, I'm excited for this match because I'm excited to see what both of these women can deliver in the ring, which is a lot. Both of these women can deliver a lot in the ring. There's also a lot of story to tell here. So yeah, number 8, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the Women's IC Championship. Number 7 is Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. There's a reason why this is high on my list, and you can make an argument that it should have been lower. There's also an argument that it could have been higher. The reason why it's so high on my list is because I want to see Trick Williams crowned IC champion at WrestleMania. I want to see that crowd go off for Trick. I feel like this match is going to give us a double turn of some sort between Trick Williams and Sami Zayn. I do feel like Sami is at the brink of being an absolute heel in the WWE. I like heel Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn is equally as good as a heel than he is as a babyface. But yeah, I would like to see a heel Sami Zayn again. Trick Williams, it's hard to boo that guy. That guy is a fan favorite. WWE is, of course, going to try to capitalize off of that. Right now, he is technically a heel, I think, but I do think that in this WrestleMania match, we do get a double turn from these guys. I think that WWE should put the title on Trick Williams because I think it's what we all want to see. The reason why it's not higher on my list is because Carmelo Hayes should be in this match. And sure, there's still time, right? It's quite possible that WWE will make this a triple threat match, but I don't think that that's the way they're going. I think that having Carmelo Hayes get his rematch on Friday Night SmackDown was a way of solidifying Sami Zayn as the title holder. Like, sure, Trick Williams got involved in this match, and it's the reason Sami is the U.S. champion. So Carmelo Hayes definitely has a gripe to hold when it comes to this match, and he definitely could have been interjected in here, and I don't think anyone would have batted an eye. I think we all wanted to see Carmelo Hayes get his WrestleMania match, but that's not what we're getting, and that's why it's not higher on my list. This match would be higher if it were a triple threat match between Carmelo Hayes, Sami Zayn, and Trick Williams. I think it would make my top three if that were the match we were getting. I think it would even make my top three if what we were getting was Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams for the IC title match. But that match definitely requires more build, and we weren't getting that between these two. The story between Trick and Sami Zayn has been long told. They've had many segments backstage. They've had many matches with each other, multi-man matches. They were both in the Fatal 4-Way match for number one contendership at the Royal Rumble, or for number one contendership for a shot at the title at the Royal Rumble, the one that Sami won. So yeah, these two have interacted several times together. They definitely have chemistry. They're definitely going to put on a fun match. So that's why they're number 7, right? There's definitely reasons that they could have been higher. There's definitely reasons that they could have been lower. So that's why they kind of landed just right in the middle there. Number 6, as we enter the top half of this WrestleMania excitement list. I don't know what to call this, right? But as we enter that top half of the card is the Women's World Championship match between Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Nope, between Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer. Look, the reason I said that is because one of the things I'm most excited for about this match is what happens after, right? I do feel like after this WrestleMania, we're set for a Raquel Rodriguez push. It's just a matter of, is she going to screw over Liv Morgan before winning the title? Is she going to screw her over during this match and prevent Liv from winning the title? Or is she going to screw Liv Morgan after and go after the title? I'm really excited to see what comes out of this. I do feel like the match between Finn and Dom is the first brick to fall in the crumbling of the Judgment Day. I do think that the next brick will be Raquel Rodriguez. Look, this match is on Saturday, so it's quite possible that we get Raquel Rodriguez turning on Liv Morgan during this match, and then she gets involved in the Finn and Dom match on Sunday. So yeah, I think like all of those questions of like what's going to happen from here, like how are we going to, Roxanne Perez is also someone that has been loyal to Finn Balor. So is she going to side with Finn and screw over Liv Morgan, right? Like maybe they both do, maybe neither do, maybe they wait till after Mania. All of those questions just get me excited because I know there's more to this match than just a great match between these two. That's another thing is Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer for the Women's World Championship. Hell yeah, I'm excited for that. These two are going to put on a great match. These are going to put on a phenomenal match. The build has been very simple. I wasn't excited for this match in the beginning because it didn't feel like there was anything to the story. But look, this match has been very simple. It's one woman claims that the other has had everything handed to her and she's had to fight for everything that she's gotten. The babyface had to fight for every single opportunity. They had to crawl their way. They had to crawl their way to the WWE. They had to fight every inch to get where they are today. And the heel has essentially gotten everything handed to her, right? Her first wrestling match was in the WWE, right? She's had every single opportunity just handed to her, is what the babyface is saying. Great. Fun build, great match. They've been attacking each other week after week after week. These two just don't like each other at this point from what I can tell for the build, and I'm here for it. So Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer, for all of that, for everything that might come after this match, is number 6. Number 6 on my list of 14. All right, going into the top 5, my number 5 match out of the 14 is Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the WWE Undisputed Championship. We've talked a lot. We've talked a lot about WWE overbooking matches for this year's WrestleMania, and this is the epitome of an overbooked match. This could have been a simple match of mentor and mentee. They were both in legacy together. They both traveled together. They've both seen each other's best. They've both seen each other's worst. This could have been such a simple build of two of WWE's main guys, the old guard versus the not so old guard. I mean, it's not like it's not like Cody Rhodes' new guard, but it's like the old guard versus the newer guard. Um, Again, mentor versus mentee. Instead, we got this overbooked mess that somehow involves Pat McAfee, and why everyone's upset about Pat being there, and rightfully so. Pat McAfee being like, "What about the Attitude Era?" No one cares about Pat McAfee. We got this whole thing of like who's on the phone, and everybody speculated, could it be The Rock? Look, wrestling has more than one royal family. Could it be Shane? Wrestling has more than one royal family. Could it have been Ted DiBiase Jr.? Anything, honestly, anything could have been better than what we got. Maybe not anything, because it did feel like Jelly Roll was going to be a part of it at some point. But there are a few things that could have been worse than Pat McAfee, which really brought this down the list. I feel like this could have easily been a number one or a number two match, just because of who these two are, just because of the history that these two share. We somehow got Stephanie McMahon injected into all of this for absolutely no reason. So yeah, this match, I'm excited for it just because it's a match that we've been waiting for a long time, right? It's a match between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. How could anyone not be excited for that match? But it fell down the card so many spots because of that Pat McAfee return. Look, I originally wanted either a triple threat or fatal four-way that included Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre, and I think that match would have been absolutely amazing. But that's not what we're getting. We're getting a one-on-one match between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. And at first, I was like, oh, WWE missed such an opportunity. And then I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, this is fun. This is fine. One-on-one match between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. This can be a lot of fun. But WWE just gave us this weird backstory behind this whole thing. And like, maybe there's more to it, which is also why it's as high as it is on my list, right? Maybe there's more to the story, and maybe we'll get another reveal at WrestleMania, right? Maybe we'll get someone else being a part of Randy's orb that have been feeding him these bad thoughts that he's been acting on. So yeah, like, I am excited to see if there's more to it than this. I'm excited to see both of these guys just in a ring together, going at it for that Undisputed Championship. Will Randy Orton get to number 15 at WrestleMania? I hope so. I hope so, but it could have been a lot higher if WWE would have just not overthought it. If WWE would have just kept it simple, if WWE would have just given us these two dudes that know each other, that have traveled together, that have fought together, that have been on the same side, the veteran who taught his mentee a lot of what he knows. If WWE would have just given us that story, then yeah, this would be one of the most exciting matches in WrestleMania. This would be maybe the top most exciting match at WrestleMania, but they didn't. They gave us this overbooked mess, and that's why it lands at number 5. Well, I'm still excited. I think I'm more hopeful than excited at this point. Well, I'm still excited for this. I think I'm excited despite the build instead of being excited because of the build for this match. My mic died for these final entries, but bear with me. At number 4, we have Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre, the Samoan Werewolf against the the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. It slipped my mind for a second there. Look, has the build for this match been absolutely amazing? No. No, it could have been better, right? Like, we don't know for sure whether Drew McIntyre was the person who attacked Jacob Fatu way back when, taking him out of the title scene altogether, taking him off TV for a while. Like, Jacob Fatu has speculated that it was Drew. Drew McIntyre has neither confirmed nor denied. Look, could these two have been in the undisputed title scene and it make perfect sense? Yes. Would it have made that match better being a fatal four-way, including these guys? Absolutely. Is seeing these two guys beating the crap out of each other up and down the stadium going to be a bad match, though? No. No, I want to see these two guys beat the living hell out of each other. I would like for these two guys to go to the strip, to fight on the strip. I want to see these guys fight in a casino. I want somebody to smash a slot machine on the other's head. I want to see these guys fight in the fountain of the Mandalay Bay. I want to see these guys fight on the ship of Treasure Island. I want to see these guys just fight up and down Las Vegas, just beating the living hell out of each other. It doesn't matter who wins this match. It doesn't hurt whoever loses this match, right? What we want to see is these two big beefy men slapping meat. And I think that's what we're going to get here. And this match is going to be a lot of fun. And I hope that whoever wins this match, and I do think that it's going to be Jacob Fatu, spoiler for a future video, I want to see him go after the Undisputed Championship after this. I feel like this is the #1 contenders match for the Undisputed Championship. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Like I said, these two could have already been fighting for the championship. That's not what we're getting. Fine. It doesn't mean I'm not excited for this. The story we're getting is that these two guys hate each other and want to beat the crap out of each other. Great. Let's get that at WrestleMania. Ain't no problem there. As we enter in our top three, my number 3 match that I'm the most excited for has zero build to it. There have been zero build to it. We were told that there were qualifier matches on WWE's main event, but then those matches hadn't happened until after the match was already confirmed and announced. We did get those matches televised, but it wasn't until the Wednesday after that Monday Night Raw where they announced everyone that was already in this match. We're talking about the IC Championship ladder match featuring Penta, featuring JD McDonough, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Rusev, and most recently, Rey Mysterio. Maybe we can get Hijo del Vikingo in this match, right? Like, maybe El Hijo del Vikingo can lose his match at this weekend's AAA. Look, maybe he can win. And then he holds the IC Championship going into WrestleMania, and that's what gets him into this match. I do feel like we should, and we probably will get Hijo del Vikingo in this match somehow, some way, making this a 7-way ladder match. Again, will that make it? Will injecting El Hijo del Vikingo and having another one of these amazing high flyers being a part of this match, will this make this match a worse match? Absolutely not. Like I said, this match has no build, and that's fine. We got random people placed into this match. We were told that there were qualifiers, but there actually weren't qualifiers yet until the Wednesday after the match was already announced. Then they televised those qualifiers on WWE's main event. It was a mess, but who cares? Who cares? This match is going to be a lot of fun. We're getting Penta, Rey, Dragon Lee. We're getting Javon Evans in a ladder match. These four guys in a ladder match. JD McDonough's going to be a part of it as well. Rusev is there to just beat everybody with brute force. Yes, I am excited for this match. I want to see this match. This match is going to open night 2 of WrestleMania. I just know it is. And it's going to start. It's going to make that night start at an 11. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yes, I am super excited for this match. I'm here for it. there's like side stories to this, right? Will Javon Evans turn heel? I don't know. What's gonna happen with JD McDonough, right? This is after, no, this is before that Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio match. But like, will there be some sort of Judgment Day involvement thing here? I don't know. I can't tell you, right? Is this gonna be Ray's last title run with the IC Championship? Is this a match to set up Rey Mysterio winning the IC Championship and then having him defend it against Dominic at some point? Maybe even to retire Rey Mysterio? Maybe. There's a lot of questions here that, again, without a story, it doesn't matter. This is going to be a great match, but there are still side stories that might get answered during this match. And yeah, I'm excited for this match for sure. WrestleMania needs a good ladder match. WrestleMania needs a good multi-man match. We saw it a few years ago with the tag team titles being defended in a ladder match, both titles up at once. That match was absolutely fun. And yeah, this match is going to be absolutely great. Also, look at who's involved, damn it. How can this be bad? Punk and Roman Reigns is number 2 on my list of most excited for. I feel like something's going to come out of this match. I feel like the reason we took the tag team titles off of the Usos is because maybe it's time for Jey Uso's heel turn. Maybe it's time for Jey Uso being the tribal chief. Maybe we get The Rock getting involved here. CM Punk did mention him several times this week. I hate to bring him up because we do this every year. Will The Rock be there? I don't know. We'll find out. There's a chance The Rock might get involved here. There's a chance we're setting up Roman versus Rock at next year's WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia because, again, remember when I said this? The one thing Dwayne loves more than anything is money. And the Saudis have paid a lot of money to get WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year. You think Dwayne's not going to get a piece of that paycheck? Get out of here. So everything that's been building these two guys just showing that they hate each other, telling each other that they hate each other. CM Punk bringing up Roman's dad, Roman calling Punk old. Punk has something to prove here. Roman has something to prove here. 2 of WWE's top guys. What a better night 2 main event for WrestleMania. Well, I guess there is a match that could have been a better night 2 main event. No spoilers, but it's coming up next. But yeah, this match I'm excited for. I love CM Punk. I will watch CM Punk open mail if they put it on TV. I'm always going to be excited for a CM Punk match. So yeah, it's number 2 on my list. Easy as that. I mean, he's the voice of the voiceless, for hell's sake. Right? He asked TKO to lower ticket prices. That man's doing God's work. Number 1 on my list, the match I am the most excited for, without a doubt. I have said this before in several shorts. I have said this before during several videos. If you don't know it by now, then you haven't been paying attention. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. 2 big, beefy men slapping meat at WrestleMania. Yes, give it to me. Give it to me every day. Give it to me twice on Sunday. Give it to me at WrestleMania. Give it to me again on Monday Night Raw. Give it to me at SummerSlam. Give it to me next year at WrestleMania. This match should have absolutely been the night 1 main event at WrestleMania because it deserves to be the night 1 main event at WrestleMania. It's WWE did not overthink this. Big guy offers an open challenge. Other big guy answers that open challenge, and they've been beating the hell out of each other since that happened. Week after week, Oba has been making Brock Lesnar's life a living hell. I'm glad that WWE didn't do some convoluted thing where like Oba is siding with Seth and they're both trying to take down Division. Look, I know it's like stupid to think about. I know that it seems silly, but that's the kind of booking WWE have been doing this year. So I'm glad that they kept it simple here. Just 2 big beefy men just slapping man meat week after week, right? We talked about New Guard versus Old Guard. This is New Guard versus Old Guard, right? An established big beast presence in Brock Lesnar versus the new big guy, versus the new big force, the new big presence, the new powerhouse. I'm not talking about Powerhouse Hobbs. The new powerhouse in the WWE and Obafemi. What more do you want out of a WrestleMania match than that? I am so excited for this match. I don't care. Look, this match shouldn't be a 30-minute classic. This match should last no longer than 8 minutes. I don't want this match to last any longer than 8 minutes. If it lasts 3 minutes, perfect. Give me an F5. Give me a fall from grace. Give me 3 other moves. Get shot, put him across the ring, pin him 1, 2, 3. Put your leg, Obafemi, put that leg on top of Brock Lesnar and call it a night. Establishing yourself as the biggest threat in the WWE main roster. Period. End of story. I'm so excited for this match. WWE, give me what I want here. Can WWE mess this up? Sure, they've done it before. I don't think Brock Lesnar beating Obafemi would be the worst thing in the world. I think it's bad. I don't think it should happen. I think that it could hurt Obafemi, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it will hurt Obafemi. So, yeah, but Obafemi absolutely needs to win this match. Obafemi absolutely needs to destroy Brock Lesnar. I can't wait for this match. This is the match I'm looking forward to the most. Obviously, it's number 1 on my list. And it has been for a really, really long time. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, the match I am the most excited for at WrestleMania. This should have main evented night 1, without a doubt. There you have it. That's my list. This video's been long enough, but the match I'm most excited for, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. Of course, the match I am the least excited for, being ISHO, Speed, and Division versus the Usos and LA Knight. Yeah. Look, the reason that's the match I'm least excited for is because I feel like we could have done more for LA Knight. We could have put him into an actual program. We could have put him into some sort of maybe title scene. I don't throw him in the ladder match. I don't know. I feel like we could have done more with LA Knight, but this is what we got. So whatever, it is what it is. Let's just get past that match. Really excited for WrestleMania. The build hasn't been great, but it's WrestleMania, right? Of course we're going to be excited for it. Let me know in the comments what match you're the most excited for. Let me know in the comments what match you're least excited for. Since you made it this far, though, make sure to hit subscribe, make sure to drop a like, make sure to do all the things that you do. Check out this video. I don't know what it is yet. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't, but click on it anyway. Check it out. As always, though, until next time, have a nice day.